about yourself and your involvement with HPDC.
I'm an architect, and I have been working in the sustainable design world for almost 25 years. The piece that for years and years and years we couldn't get right was the materials piece. How do you reward the really environmentally intelligent materials by recognition, and how do you avoid using the ones that are harmful environmentally or harmful from a health perspective? We didn't know how to do that for a long, long time, and the breakthrough came with the idea of transparency. The asking of manufacturers, tell us what's in your stuff. I ask that question of them, you ask that question of them, colleagues across the country ask that question of them. They don't have a standardized way of communicating that, and they don't even know what the real concerns and issues are. And then on the receiving end, we as architects weren't able to evaluate one product against another from the position of having equivalent information. The standardized format added on top of the idea of transparency suddenly breaks that open and changes the game. It's the breakthrough that we have needed for decades, and about 7 years ago we began working toward where we are now. Then the organization, of course, was founded 5 years ago. We have made, as an industry, so much progress in that time, and it has been one of the single most important missing pieces.
That's great. And so in the past 5 years, since it's been founded, what do you feel are some of the greatest achievements you've been able to reach?
Well, the achievements, of course, the most important thing is that we've facilitated a dialogue between manufacturers and their customers, and to a certain extent between architects and their customers, the owners, a conversation about what is important in material health, what that means, what the consequences of a concern for that might be. So the last 5 years have been characterized by increasing the level of quality of those conversations. The rigor calibration has been turned up significantly. The quality of the tools, the standard itself, 2.0, the builder, educational tools, it's very grown up now.
Yeah.
There was a sense of being a scrappy startup for a long time, and now we're at a place where we can offer reliable, consistent service to both the manufacturing side of our industry and to the design side of our industry. That's a fabulous thing.
Absolutely. So now that we've reached 5 years, what is your vision for the next 5 years in terms of transparency and material health in the building industry?
Our vision has always been that that architects, designers would be making decisions about what materials to use with the full knowledge of the health consequences of that decision. That forever we have had criteria for the selection of materials of availability, color, durability, owner's preferences, cost, and we've not had material health as one of those criteria. So my vision for the future is that in every material decision on every project, just as all those other criteria are considered, material health will be considered. And it will be easy to do that because the information will be at hand and well understood, and not an arcane piece of the industry as it might be today, but a normal piece of everyday practice. So that's my vision. The information is available, everybody knows how to use it, and we can get on with things.
Wonderful. And if you were to talk to somebody today who's thinking about joining HPDC, why would you tell them that now's the time to get involved?
We are, within HPDC, we're at a really interesting point where we have a firm foundation, and we can now address the real subtlety and nuance of what this is all about. The materials are not as simple as, you know, A plus B, and we mix them together in this ratio, and that's the product. There are a lot of complexities and issues around polymers and recycled materials and so forth that, as you begin to dive into the subject, become very nuanced and very subtle. And as a community, we have to address those in ways that are fair to everybody and provide real information. That's one of the big tasks ahead of us, and we need a lot of people. We need the really smart people to be involved in the conversation, involved in the technical committees and the subgroups, to begin to perfect that. We also have, I think Wendy said there had been 10,000 downloads from the repository in the first year. That's going to continue to grow significantly, and the structure of that interface is going to be defined by the participation of its users, who are going to say, it would be really helpful if this or if that. And I think our members are going to be the ones who are going to lead that discussion, so that we have tools that are not only readily available, readily understood, but customized, mass customized to the use of our audience, our members.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.